We all know festive burnout is a very real thing, and because so much of my job now is hosting and cooking, sometimes it takes away the joy of feeding myself. So the new luxury is a takeaway. I find myself really wanting them because I know I don't have to film them or edit them. But alas, look after the pennies and the pounds shall look after themselves. So here is one of my compromise meals, which doesn't really feel like cooking but is homemade. To start with, I rub my chicken thighs in some mixed grill spice and olive oil, and I pop that for one 10-minute cycle on my crispy. These tortilla chips are my current obsession, so I poured them into a baking tray and topped with a whole jar of drained bold bean black beans. And then I use my Magimix to quickly grate this delicious mature cheddar, quickly dice some spring onions, turn over my chicken thighs and pop for another 10-minute cycle or until cooked. I then make a big old batch of guacamole, because the joy of it being in your own house is it isn't £6 for a tiny pot. Avocado, olive oil, Greek yogurt to stretch it a little bit further, flaky sea salt, lime, and then I give that a really good mix. If I had coriander, it would go in here too. If you have a stand mixer, you are going to love this part of the recipe. Otherwise, you can just chop it or do it by hand. But with your stand mixer, you can use the whisk attachment to finally shred your chicken. Straight out of the air fryer and they come out perfectly shredded. On goes my gently seasoned shredded chicken, half of my spring onions. I had a bit of this pimento cheese left over, so I also put some dollops of that on. Then an incredibly generous amount of this grated cheddar. There is no such thing as too much in my eyes. And these go into a fan grill combi until melted. When the cheese is melted and starting to brown, I load that with my homemade guacamole. Sour cream if I had it, but today Greek yogurt is doing the job. A little bit of salsa, homemade is better, but I'm finishing the sriracha chili dip in its place. Pickled red onions and some jalapenos. And of course, we load everything liberally. Top with your remaining spring onions. And there you have my takeaway compromise for when I really don't want to cook, but I also don't really want to pay for a takeaway. It's got protein in the beans and the chicken, fresh veggies in the guac. It's a really fun sharing style meal for dipping and snacking, and the majority of it cooks itself. I hope you enjoyed and let me know if you make it.